Alright, hey guys, we're back. Hopefully I readjusted the camera. So hopefully it will be a little easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm just trying out this angle to see how I like it. Okay, so we're going to make another mottling layer. We're going to do the dark red. Clean up my brush just a little. A darker red color. And what you're going to need is your plain red and some warm blush. Just mix up. So that brownish color. It's like a brownish red. And it's mottling color, so you'll want to do it mottling consistency. Remember, we did a red wash and a warm blush mottling layer, so those added color, like pinked her up. This one's going to pink her up too. I don't want it super bright. Alright, now I'm going to add, last time I only did those two colors. I think I want to add a little bit of, let's see what I've got here, some dark red, if I can find my dark red, and that gorgeous, I love that color. Okay, made it sweet, it's more like a scarlet. What do you guys think? Isn't that pretty? Super pretty. Alright, get your little sponge. I think I'm going to make that just a little bit liquidier. Got a little excited there. That's good. I think that's a little better. If that's too much, I'll just thin it down a little more. Saturate that sponge. And get the baby ready. Start with the back of her head. Just, if I'm not talking loud enough, I'm sorry. I'm going to start with the back of her head. Go like that. It's easier to start like the back of the head, that way if you mess up, it's not going to show because of the hair. Oh. I really like that. Probably would help if I had glasses on too, huh? Ah, I like it. I'm very lightly pouncing it on. Don't think I did any on the back of her ears. I'm trying to get as close to the back of her ear as I can, so she doesn't have like a gap there with no paint. I'm getting excited. I think I was nesting. The other day I bought some really cute clothes. Little vintage 50s romper for her. Very excited. And I've decided to name her Peony. And she was a sales baby. I kind of fell in love with her, so she's a She's a stay-at-here baby. So, that's not so bad, I guess. I still have some kits for sale though, guys. Oh, she's so cute. I mean, come on. She's adorable. She's a Cassie Brace baby, so of course she's adorable. And her creasing has turned out nice. Her blushing is right on track. Of course, I'm going to blush her more. Those are just the first couple of layers. They look quite natural. And that's the look we're going for. Subtle and natural. Try to never make it look forced. That last set of creases that we did really kicked it up. Brought it out better. So if you've noticed that when you do your creases, if they're looking like pinky, like you don't want them to look pink because that just doesn't look normal. So if they're looking pinky, add some straight up ultramarine blue. That's not, I don't have it on me. So like straight up ultramarine blue. Do some creasing with that, and then go back over it with like a dark red, a deep red. And then it'll straighten it up. And you can pretty much use any color you want to model with, except for I'm going to caution you strongly against orange. So watch how you put the modeling on there. So your reds and your yellows together, they make a peachy orange. So keep that in mind. If it gets too orange, you can lighten it with, or neutralize it with some blue, or it just depends on like the kind of orange. If it's a yellowy orange, you could do like a periwinkle. But if it's on there too strong, there won't be enough blue in the world to take it off. So keep that in mind. I got my Leo up, except for I did not do the purple shading on him. So I'm going to have to do that before I go much further. I mean, I could probably put this color on him, but then I'd have to bake it and then go back and do it, the purple, and then do something else, maybe some more creasing. But you don't want to do washes and mottling layers on top of each other. Those washes will take it right off. And all your hard work, putting the modeling on there, those washes will wipe it all away. So make sure you bake between them. I like generously, that's the word, generously modeled babies. But I don't want the mottling so dark that it looks like the baby's got some kind of a rash either. We're going to do 2 layers of this. Make sure it dries really well before you do the next layer. Now some people can do like multiple layers of colors, so like eyelid purple, and then they let it dry really well, and then they could do another color, different color on top of that, which is fine as long as it's modeling. But if it's washes, it'll wipe it right off, so keep that in mind. Trying to get between those fingers. If you notice it's putting it on a little wet, just blot your sponge. Okay. I'll give that a minute. I have made some coffee real quick. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day and your babies are turning out well. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. I'll try my best to answer. Oh, that really made a difference. And I have no idea if you guys can see it on camera or not. She looks a little blurry to me, but on camera, she looks amazing. These colors that I use really warm them up. And I know the primary method, they use washes mainly, and then they use like they call this texture, the modeling, they call it texture. And they do use some texture, because if you did straight washes and nothing else, the baby would look flat. And it would be a prettier color than, say, something from a store, but it would just be, I mean, it wouldn't look realistic if it didn't have some kind of mottling or texture to it. But when I started painting, I learned mottling in very light washes, so it was the opposite. But this is basically the same principle. I mean, I'm doing reds and blues and yellows just like in the primary method, except for my color palette is a little different. I have red purples and red purples and blue purples. So I have warm purples and cool purples, and I have lighter reds and darker reds, and like apple green. That one's one of my very favorite colors. Caramel, pretty caramel wash. So I mean, but it all piles up on top of each other. So like I was telling you, your reds. Was it too much? I was telling you your reds and yellows together make an orangey peach color. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this off. I got it too thick back there, but that's okay. Now it's gonna actually wipe off the first layer too, so I'm gonna have to be careful. Okay. At least it's the back of the head, it's not too bad. I have to be more careful. Hit that spot again real quick before it dries, or after it dries, whatever. So, it's okay. It's on the back of the head, so it's not that big of a deal. A lot of color stuck in there, and then it's wanting to come out too much in some spots depending on how hard I press. That's how I ended up with too dark back there. So I'll have to let it dry and then go back over it for the second time. Just in that one spot where I wiped it. It's okay. It's all good. It's so weird because when I'm painting these babies, I get kind of nervous, and I'm not really sure why. It's not like I don't know how to paint them correctly, but it's like I'm wondering if I'm ever going to get them to warm up to where they look realistic, and then something like this, and bam, there's a huge difference. It went from a pretty doll to a pretty baby just because of the colors that you chose. So color is important, especially whenever you're doing your blush and your creasing. I'm used to more of a strawberry and cream type blush. And I know other people use like the darker reds, probably not this color, but the darker reds, and they can make them look good. And I don't know how they do that, but they probably don't know how I do the pink either, so. And if you want to know what color somebody uses, I mean, you can ask, and if they don't want to help you, that's, you know, that's something for, if they don't want to give you any tips or help you, you know, don't take it personally. I'm sure there's a reason. And, you know, experiment. See what you like. You don't like these colors I use? Then mix up some of your own. See what you like, see what you don't like. Maybe you like it lighter, maybe you like it darker. It's perfectly fine. Find your style. All the artists use different styles, different techniques, even though, you know, the primary colors, you know, I'm sure whatever else they decide, like their texture and colors, that's all on them. It's whatever they've learned and mastered and experimented with. And I'm just going to be flat up honest with you guys. My first year of painting dolls, there was no way I was going to mix my own paint, because I had no idea, you know, that I would be able to get the right color. I was afraid that if it wasn't paint by number, so to speak, that I wouldn't do it right. So if that's where you are, don't feel bad, because everybody goes through that. And you will venture out and you'll figure things out on your own. And hopefully the things that I'm showing you will definitely help you along the way. But feel free to do it a different way, use a different color. You don't have to follow along 100% with my videos if you don't want to. You know, if you wanted to have somebody to talk in the background just so you can paint, or maybe you have a pretty good idea of how you've been painting your babies all along, but then you're like, oh cool, I love how she does her nails, or that's interesting, I've never seen anybody do lips like that. You know, you can do that. You can take little bits and pieces from what I'm showing you guys. And if you don't like the hairstyle, then there are other artists that offer painting classes. Like I was saying, Sue Ellen has a Patreon, and she shows you how to do a whole bunch of different styles. I've never seen any of her hair tutorials, but she's got like a mermaid tutorial and just about any ethnic skin tone and fresh newborn, all that stuff. It can show you how to do all the little details and stuff. And I would highly suggest you checking that out. She's a pretty cool lady. Let me check that head real quick. Let's see if it's dry. Dry enough. Alrighty. It's all evened up now. We're good. Trying to be careful not to smudge. And as soon as I get done with this limb, this will be it for this video. And then I will be working on Leo, my Leo. And then I'll start another video for you guys. Make sure I over their little hand. You guys nest whenever you go to make a baby? Do you get where you're looking at baby clothes? Oh, this baby looks so cute wearing that. Oh, I was definitely feeling that yesterday. Alrighty. Put some there. Okay. Well, I'm going to let her dry, and I'm going to be working on Leo, and I'll come back and make another video.